The dry Harmattan wind wiped those devils across the cracked concrete of number 7 Ahajimo district. A constant reminder of the harsh realities of life in the Face Me I Face You compound. A compound, a labyrinth of small rooms and shared amenities, was a microcosm of a Nigerian society. A place where dreams and struggles intertwined, where laughter and tears mingled in the close, humid air. Emeka, a man whose hands poured the permanent stains of engine oil, and Alhaji Bellow, whose eyes held the shrewdness of a seasoned trader, were the compound's residents' antagonists. Their feud, a slow-burning ember of resentment, was fueled by the over-contentious electricity bill, a symbol of the larger economic anxieties that neared at the residents. Emeka, with his boisterous family and their insatiable appetite for electricity, defended his usage with the favor of a lawyer arguing a landmark case. Alhaji, with Bellow, his voice echoing through the courtyard. You think say I be blind person, abi? I see say you just install new AC and e dey run day and night. You dey cool yourself like king, while my children dey here, they sweat like boiled yam. Alhaji Bellow, his meticulously trained bears, swaying as he shook his head, would counter with equal vehemence. Me? Cool myself ke? Like a king? You dey use your electric cooker say na NEPA be your family business, abi? Every day beans. The whole compound just dey smell like beans. We go run for you? Their wives, Chin and Aisha, were caught in the crossfire. Their attempts at mediation, as futile as trying to stem a flood with a sieve. Chin, a woman of quiet strength, would plead with Emeka, her voice laced with weariness. Emeka, oh Bim, please let it go. This quarrel will bring us nothing but sorrow. I don't like it. Aisha, her face etched with the anxieties of a mother struggling to make ends meet, would implore Alhaji Bellow, Alhaji, for the sake of our children, please let us find peace. Their children, a kaleidoscope of ages and personalities, were witnesses to the escalating conflicts. Their laughter often replaced by the anxious silence that precedes a storm. Little Adobe, Emeka's youngest, would cling to her mother's leg, her eyes wide with fear. Yusuf, Alhaji Bellow's eldest, would watch his father with a mixture of admiration and dread. The compound's other residents, a diverse tapestry of traders, artisans, and laborers, watched the feud with a mixture of amusement and concern. Ame Kaite, a fair body, like a testament to the years of hard living, would shake her head, her voice a low mournful hum. These two men, they would bring trouble upon themselves. Uncle Kunle, a quiet tailor whose nimble fingers could transform scraps of fabrics into works of art, would try to reason with them, his voice calm and measured. Emeka, Alhaji, you are both wise men, adults with families. Why do you let this small matter consume you? One particularly scorching afternoon, the air thick with the smell of frying fish and shimmering stew, the argument reached its boiling point. Emeka, convinced that Alhaji Bellow was deliberately manipulating the meter, confronted him with a fury that bordered on madness. Alhaji Bellow, his pride wounded, retaliated with insults that cut deeper than any knife could. "You are a thief," Emeka roared, his eyes blazing. "You steal from me, from your neighbors." "And you," Alhaji Bellow retorted, his voice dripping with contempt. "You are a fool, a man who cannot control his own household." The words hung in the air, heavy with malice. The compound, usually a symphony of sounds, fell into a tense silence. Even the ever-present horn of the generator seemed to be faded into the background. Mama Ekaete, her voice trembling, pleaded with them to stop. "My children, please, remember your humanity. Remember your families." Uncle Kunle, his usually calm demeanor replaced by a look of grave concern, tried to intervene. "Emeka, Alhaji, this is madness. You are destroying yourselves." Chidi, a man of few words but immense physical presence, stepped forward, his eyes fixed on Emeka. "Emeka, listen to reason. Think of your children, of Chinwe." But their words were lost in the maelstrom of anger that had engulfed Emeka and Alhaji Bellow. They were like two bulls locked in a battle for dominance, their eyes blind to the consequences of their actions. The fight was brutal, a whirlwind of fists and curses. Alhaji Bellow, his head striking the concrete, collapsed, his eyes staring blankly at the sky. The compound erupted in chaos, a cacophony of screams and sobs. As Alhaji Bellow was laying helpless, so was Emeka unable to run away. Chinwe, her voice raw with grief, cradled Emeka's bloodied face, her tears mingling with the dust on his skin. Aisha, her face a mass of shock and horror, knelt beside Alhaji Bellow, her hands trembling as she tried to stem the flow of blood. The police arrived eventually, their sirens shattering the fragile peace of the neighborhood. Emeka, his hands stained crimson, was led away, his eyes filled with a drowning horror. The aftermath was a slow, agonizing descent into despair. Aisha, overwhelmed by the grief and poverty, struggled to provide for her children. The small provision store, once a symbol of her resilience, remained closed, a silent testament to her loss. The children, their bright eyes dimmed by sorrow, were eventually scattered among distant relatives, their lives irrevocably altered. They dropped out of school. Their dreams of becoming doctors and engineers faded into the harsh reality of survival. They became street hawkers, their small voices echoing through the crowded markets, their faces etched with premature lines of hardship. They sold sachet water, groundnuts, and plantain chips. Their small figures navigating the treacherous streets, their eyes constantly scanning for danger. They were the orphans of a field, the casualties of a moment of senseless violence. The compound, once a vibrant hub of life, became a sober reminder of the fragility of peace. The laughter of the children was replaced by the mournful wail of Aisha, her grief a constant echo in the empty rooms. The smell of frying plantain and shimmering stew was replaced by the acrid scent of regrets. The story of Emeka and Alhaji Bellow became a cautionary tale of crime, a grim reminder of the destructive power of anger and the enduring pain of loss. It was a story etched in the dust of Alhaji Bellow streets, a story that would be whispered from generation to generation, a testament of the enduring scars of violence.